Hello and welcome back. This is the second tutorial in the JavaScript series. Okay, in the previous tutorial we taught you how to load a JavaScript file and briefly told you what it can do, and also showed you a couple of things like alert and document.write. In this one, what we're going to try and do is to show you how you can manipulate elements in a web page. Alright, so you can get a better understanding where you're actually going to go. For me to show you that JavaScript can do maths and it can do text and it can do pop-up boxes, I think is redundant, because you need all of this implicitly. Okay, to do anything you have to do it later, but the manipulation of the web page is what you want to do. Okay, therefore the mathematics of it and the other fancy cool stuff really mean nothing without actually manipulating the web page. Okay, so let's crack on, shall we? And let's show you how we can manipulate a web page. Okay, so first of all we've got our script file loaded. Okay, and if you haven't seen that, then it's inside of our script tag, and we're loading the script.js file. Okay, just one thing to note: this is a live web server. Okay, so I'm not running it on any on any computer or anything like that. It's running on a live web server. I'm just using FTP to access the files. Not that it really makes any difference whatsoever. Okay. Okay, so what do we do? What are we going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to say label. Okay, and we're just going to say name. And then straight after that we're going to say input type equals text, and we're going to say ID equals person name, and that'll do for now. And then we're going to say input type equals button, ID equals submit button, and then we're just going to put a breakdown here. And then we're going to say div ID equals person text. Okay, and this is where the text will go. Okay, so let's have a look at this, shall we? Just to show you this fantastic basic form. Let's take that horrible thing out there so we don't get it anymore. Okay, so there we didn't put a value inside of the button. So let's just say submit. Come here, there we go, there's our submit button. Okay, so this is where the text will go, and we're going to write something in here. Okay, and just do it for the sake of doing it properly. We're going to write David in there. We're going to click the submit button, and this text is going to change with David. Okay, so at the moment, let's unhighlight that. At the moment we can see that our HTML source is exactly the same as what we've written. Okay, and we're going to manipulate the page very, very slightly. Okay, so what do we need to do? We have person name, submit button, person text. Okay, so there's something which we can do first of all. Is we're going to say person name. Okay, we're going to define some variables which we'll talk about in the next tutorial. Person text and submit button. Okay, we're just defining three global variables, okay, that can be used anywhere within inside of our scripts. Okay, so person name, submit button, person text. Yeah. Okay, it's all cool. So we're going to use them in a minute. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to tell the browser, hey, only do this when the documents, or when it's on load. Okay, this is basically prior to the web page actually being displayed. It's going to add an event onto that button. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to say submit button. Whoops. Dot on click equals a function. Okay, don't worry about this too much, it's just an example. We're going to go through all of these later on. Okay, so on click we're going to do this. What we're going to say is we're going to say on load. So what we want to do first of all is actually declare what these are. I'm going to say document.get element by ID, and the first one is going to be person name. Let's get rid of this. That person's name, and then we're going to copy this to be lazy. And I'm going to copy it twice, and we're going to copy this. Going to copy that there. I'm going to copy this. Copy that there. So what we're doing here is we're basically telling the browser, hey, grab me this element, all right, this tag, or with an ID of person name, and save it into here. And person text, save it into here. Submit button, save it into here. So this submit button variable now potentially is the button, and we can tell it what to do. And so what we're saying is submit button, hey, when someone clicks it, do something. Okay? Now don't worry about the syntax of here at the moment. I'm going to talk about syntax in one of the next tutorials. Okay? This is purely just an example of what we're going to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say person text, which this is person text here. Okay? This text isn't. This is actually the text within inside of person text. Okay? Person text is this div tags here, not the content itself. So we're actually wanting to do something with this one box itself. Okay, and then person name is actually going to be the name of the text, or the text within inside of the text box. We're saying text a lot here, aren't we? Okay, so we're going to say person text dot inner HTML, because we want within inside of the tag, we want to put everything within inside of the tag, and we're going to say that it's person name, because this is the input text box, dot value. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say console.log person name equals, okay, and then we'll say person name dot value. Okay, just to show you a couple of methods of doing it. And also we're going to say alerts page has loaded. Okay, so first things first, let's just show you what's going to happen here. So let's just give it a complete refresh. You can see here page has loaded. Nothing's happening at the moment, alright, which is correct. We can come down to the console and nothing's happening. This is where we're going to get any errors. If we do get some errors, but it's blank at the moment, so it doesn't matter. Now, so let's type David into here. This is in person name. This box is called person name. Okay, now the button is called submit underscore btn. Okay, now when we click this button, the text should go into there. Okay, so let's click it, and we do. It goes into there, and down here you can see person name colon David. Alright, so it logged it down here, so we can see what actions actually happened here, and we can do our own little login of what's going on. Alright, so that's basically how to add an event to a button, and how to grab data from an input box, and how to insert data into that box. Okay, now that's basically an example of how to manipulate the web page. You can grab any element and any element's children, okay, and read a lot of data about them and manipulate the different parts of it. Point to note, this is all dependent on which browser you're using, okay, because JavaScript is interpreted in a different way depending on whether you're using Internet Explorer, okay, and whether you were using Internet Explorer 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 9 and 10 are a lot better. 8 was kind of good, but nowhere near to the standard of what 9 and 10 is. 7 was terrible, and 6 was absolutely horrible. Okay, now the good thing is that 6 and 7 pretty much don't exist anymore. 8, it should only be on Windows XP. 9 should be on all Windows 7 laptops, computers, operating systems, and I believe 10 should be on all Windows 8 now. I'm not really a big fan of Windows 8, so I'm not that interested in using it. Okay, so this is a basic example of what it is you can do. Now, you could do a lot of maths, a lot of arithmetic or other algorithmic type stuff, but it's all about just manipulating data, which we're going to get to over the next few tutorials. Okay, that's enough for the time being. You've seen a simple example of what you can do, okay, and this is so basic. You can do so much more with JavaScript than just this. Alright? Okay, thanks very much for watching this video. Okay, my name's David Thorne. Subscribe if you like it. It just gives me feedback that you do like it. Send me any messages if you didn't understand something, maybe it was too short, too fast, not detailed enough, and I can get on to hopefully trying to make a better extended version of it. Alright, okay, I'm trying to keep these videos as short as I can because then it separates them a little bit better rather than making a hugely long video. Okay, alright, that's enough. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.